Inside the plant, there was a protest by supporters of Ontario First Nations Chief Theresa Spence. She's been on a hunger strike for 25 days now to demand a meeting with Stephen Harper. Idle No More protests in support of Spence have been taking place across the country. And just a short time ago, the Prime Minister said he will meet with First Nations leaders on January 11th. CTV's John Musselman is outside the Ford plant. John, a fair-sized group has formed there now.
Yeah, Paul, they're on the driveway, on the roadway, actually, leading inside to the plant. I'll just step away, and you can see there's about 24 protesters still here. They gathered here around 10:30 this morning, and as you mentioned, this is part of the Idle No More protest. But we'll just show you some video that we took about 45 minutes ago. It shows you the beginning of this protest and how it all began here at the plant. They gathered about a block away from the plant, holding banners and pounding on drums and blowhorns. They marched towards the main intersection on Ford Drive, and at one point they temporarily set up a blockage of the intersection there. It only lasted about 10 minutes. They were holding hands and blocking traffic. There was some horns honking, but police moved in and asking them, just for safety reasons, to move out of the intersection. They wanted to go right up to the plant doors. They were told that would not happen. It's actually private property near the Ford plant, but police did agree to let them move onto the driveway here. They moved up to a police line, which would probably be about 1,000 meters from the entrance to the plant. That's about as close as they got. But here's what they had to say about this protest and why it was important to be here, and here's some of their thoughts.
We're here to support the Idle No More movement. A peaceful movement is happening all across Canada to protest Bill C-45 and to attest to all those who believe in our children, our environment, and our right to be able to have a say in what happens with our land and territories.
And we're trying to get him to take seriously Chief Spence's hunger strike and get Harper to meet with her. And the reason she's on her hunger strike is because she wants to bring attention to treaty and Aboriginal rights that are being eroded under the Harper government.
Yeah. And of course, while all of this was going on, we got an announcement out of the Prime Minister's office that the Prime Minister has agreed to meet with leaders of the First Nations as early as next week. What we don't know yet is whether or not he will meet with Theresa Spence at this point. Now, we did get reaction from some of the demonstrators here today about that. They still remain a bit wary, even though the Prime Minister says he has a... Here's what they had to say.
Well, I would be dubious at first because at the Crown's First Nations gathering that happened, he also made a promise that the Indian Act wouldn't be changed, and then all these, the Omnibus Bill and Bill C-45 and everything came out stating that it was going to have sweeping changes. So just because he's willing to sit down and have a meeting, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to change the intention of what he would like, which I think...
So as you can see, we're back live on the driveway. The protest continues at this hour. Conditions have been quite brutal out here. There are a lot of children as well at this demonstration. Very frigid wind chills out here. It's very windy, but this has remained very peaceful. There's been no confrontations at all with anybody trying to get in or leave the plant. They have been allowed through, and police are on standby. But again, everything is very peaceful here. Reporting live from outside the Oakville Assembly Plant, I'm John Musselman.